Hi, Carl here for Proav TV. I'm at the Canon stand at NAB 2018 talking to Larry Thorpe once again. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It means a lot.
My pleasure.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Excellent.
Another year, and here we are, still standing.
So it's a big year for Canon. I mean, full frame. That's got to be the big news, right?
It is, yeah. And of course, full frame, for us, we're well known for it in the still world.
You've made a couple of full frame cameras, just a couple.
And there, of course, the large frame with the 1.5 to 1 aspect ratio.
Yep.
But because this is a cinema camera, a television camera, we altered that full frame aspect ratio from 1.5 to 17 to 9.
Okay.
But we kept the image circle exactly the same as the 1.5, 43.2 millimeters. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of that, of course, is now we have a wider than the actual 1.5. So if you want to do panoramic views, it adds a little bit to that. Very nice for that. So but the big thing is that the image sensor is very high resolution. It's 5.9K. So now we can record that raw, and that could be full screen, or it can be anamorphics. We do the 2-to-1 squeeze, the 1.3. But the really neat thing that we do, that I think is unique to us, for onboard recording, we take that 5.9K, and inside we construct red, green, blue 5.9K frames. And then we downsample that. And the downsampling does two things. It shifts an aliasing carrier up, and it gives you the MTF of the 5.9K. So we elevate the sharpness, downsample to 4K, sharper 4K, less aliasing, and noise is average.
So it's always been the case, hasn't it? Oversampling is better.
Oversampling. And you record that on board in CFast cards, ProRes, or the XAVC. So you get a spectacular 4K.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking that you can downsample further as well?
Yes.
You can go down to 2K using the full sensor?
We do what we call our HD, our oversampling HD processing to take you to the 2K. The other nice thing is you can put different lenses on this camera. You put the full frame lens, you get the big aperture, you get the full sensor. You put a Super 35 lens on it, zoom or prime, and you just dial in and say, give me a 4K extract, or a DCI or UHD. If you put a Super 16mm lens on it, you ask it to give you a 2K or an HD. You can even put a 2/3 inch broadcast. We have an optical adapter that takes 2/3 to Super 16.
Do you think people are doing that?
Yes, actually.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
I mean, people are using today in this transition period, not everybody's shooting 4K. They might do a 4K project for an episodic or something, but then they might do an HD for somebody, so the camera can range across the spectrum.
But I think that's quite important, isn't it? You guys give a lot of options within this camera.
Yes, a lot of flexibilities. Yeah, multi-format camera.
What were the main considerations for Canon when moving to full frame within cinema? What do you think what was important to get right for you guys?
Well, the important thing to get right was the aspect ratio. We felt the 1.5, you can make it work. There are other people who are doing it, but we said, why not? Keep the image circle the same, then the lenses work, but go for the cinema aspect ratio. Or UHD, we can carve out either. And that plus a very high emphasis on the onboard recording, the enhanced onboard recording. We heard so much that, I don't want to do raw recording, but I want terrific 4K. Now we think we have a camera that'll do that. So that's very important.
In ProRes files as well.
And the ProRes files as well, yeah. A lot of options.
And what about lenses for 4K? Because I mean, you guys have got you've got a new 20mm cinema prime here, haven't you?
We now have a set of primes, all of which have the full image circle, set ranging now from 14mm up to 135. And then, of course, we've got that vast array of our EFL lenses, not quite cinematography lenses, but they make great pictures, and a lot of people use them. So we still don't have a zoom lens that'll give you full frame, but there are many other lens manufacturers out there who do have full frame, and be our guest, put any lens you like on this camera.
We're starting to get to a really nice point now in the industry. There's a lot of full frame.
A lot of full frame lenses, a lot of choices, a lot of price points. It's a very nice time in lenses.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much.